Today's topic is about different phases of biotransformation. Already we have seen about the phase 1 reaction of the biotransformation. These phase 1 include either of oxidation, reduction or hydrolysis process. Now once that phase 1 reaction is over, these genobiotics is converted into the reactive molecule. So this reactive molecule is very helpful for the conjugation process. So in phase 2 reaction mostly conjugation process is occurring. This conjugation with any one of these, that may be with the glucuronic acid, it may be with the sulfate, cysteine and glutathione conjugation as well, sometimes glycine conjugation. Apart from that glycine and cysteine, other amino acids are also utilized for the conjugation. And also in this phase 2 reaction, acetylation and methylation is included. All these are ultimately purposed to conjugate and make that genobiotics into more water soluble and excrete from the body. So the converting lipophilic to the water soluble compound. So genobiotics, that is any strange molecule, is converted into the reactive intermediate with the help of phase 1 reaction, that is biotransformation, which is including mostly oxidation or reduction or hydrolysis. Now this reactive intermediate will conjugate with any one molecule which is shown in the phase 2 reaction. Now ultimately this conjugated molecule will be excreted, so making that non-polar molecule into the polar. Further, that particular sometime both phase 1 and phase 2 reaction are needed. So ultimate purpose to excrete that molecule. So after some time phase 1 reaction, water is that molecule is water soluble or excretable, but sometime phase 2 is reaction needed. So the biotransformation of benzene required both phases, phase 1 and phase 2. So benzene to phenol, that is called a phase 1 reaction, that is oxidation process. Phenol has hydroxyl group, that is reactive molecule, that is then conjugated by phase 2 reaction, that is sulfation, to make phenol into the phenyl sulfate. So benzene to phenol and phenol to phenyl sulfate. So oxidation and sulfation both process and ultimately make it water soluble and excrete from the body. Further, in this phase 2 reaction, a genobiotics that has undergone phase 1 reaction is now a new metabolite that is containing a reactive group. It may be any one of these. It may be a hydroxyl group, amide group or carboxylic group. Now over that, conjugation reaction will occur and will make the compound non-toxic and easily excretable. The major enzymes which are involved in this phase 2 reaction are uridine 5-diphosphate, that is simply called a UDP, or glucuronyl transferase. So this glucuronyl transferase is generally attached with the UDP. Further, glutathione S transferase, which is transferring mostly glutathione. So that is also important of this important enzyme of this phase 2 reaction. One more, that is sulfotransferase. These four are commonly utilized enzyme for this phase 2 reaction of the biotransformation. Further, in detail of this each conjugation process we will look. So first, that is glucuronic acid conjugation. So in this reaction, glucuronic acid will attach over the genobiotics, and that is the most common process. So best example, that is the bilirubin conjugation. So simple that bilirubin. Now, apart from that, it can also, this glucuronic acid can also conjugate with the hydroxyl group, carbonyl group, sulfhydryl and amino compound. Now, in relation to bilirubin conjugation, we are knowing that bilirubin, that is end product, or it is generated as a part of hemoglobin metabolism. When hemoglobin destructed, initially bilirubin will be generated, that is water insoluble, which is generated in a reticuloendothelial system, mostly in the spleen. So from that spleen, that unconjugated bilirubin transported with the help of albumin up to the liver. In the liver, it is conjugated with the help of the glucuronic acid, and with the help of this glucuronic acid conjugation process. So the enzyme for this glucuronic acid conjugation for the bilirubin, also we have talked that UDP glucuronyl transferase present in a endoplasmic reticulum. So that will transfer glucuronic acid over the bilirubin and make a water soluble and ultimately excreted from the body. So the basic UDP glucuronic acid will be attached with any genobiotics, and that glucuronic acid now attached over the genobiotics, and UDP will be separated. So that is how exact process is occurring. So conjugation of bilirubin with glucuronic acid in detail here just given, that UDP glucose is converted to the UDP glucuronic acid. So that source of UDP glucuronic acid, that is UDP glucose molecule. Now this UDP glucuronic acid will attach over the bilirubin. So it is first made up that make that bilirubin monoglucuronide, that is UDP glucuronyl transferase enzyme. Now same enzyme So again one more glucuronic acid will attach and making bilirubin diglucuronide, and that is called a conjugated bilirubin or also called a direct bilirubin, and that is finally excreted from the liver and stored in the gallbladder, and from gallbladder then it is secreted in the intestine. Further, the conjugation with glucuronic acid, so following compound over that glucuronic acid can conjugate, so mostly that phenol and amine. You have to remember amine over that N-glucuronide, and over the phenol O-glucuronide will be generated, both making glucosidic and amide bond. While benzoic acid, bilirubin and steroid, that will make ester bond and making glucuronic acid monobenzoate, bilirubin monoglucuronide, and steroid glucuronide of the steroid will be generated. Simple that you have to remember O-glucuronide or N-glucuronide as well as ester bond formation. So that is just for your idea. Now further, in this phase 2 reaction, that sulfate conjugation, so target that is phenol and alcoholic compound is mostly conjugated with the sulfate. We have seen that benzene to phenol and phenol to phenyl sulfate. So sulfate donor, that is PAPS, you have to remember full form, that is phosphoadenosine phosphosulfate, and enzyme that is sulfotransferase. So important compounds excreted as that sulfate include steroid molecule and indole. So once there is a function of steroid and indole is over, then it will be excreted in the form of sulfated molecule. So phenol that will attach with the PAPS and make phenyl sulfate. Same way indole will attach with the PAPS and making indoxyl sulfate. So here that same thing, that particular xenobiotics attach with the PAPS and making that corresponding sulfate molecule. So that will be excreted. So that is important sulfate conjugation. Next, that is cysteine and glutathione conjugation. Here cysteine, that is important amino acid, is derived from the glutathione. Glutathione, that is a particular tripeptide which is made up of the 3 amino acid, that is gamma glutamyl cysteinyl glycine. So it means it is made up of glutamic acid, cysteine and glycine, which is the active conjugating agent for this cysteine, and from that cysteine is derived. So alkyl and aryl halides as well as epoxides and alkanes, they are the targeted molecule for this glutathione conjugation. Enzyme that is glutathione S transferase, and with the help of this glutathione S transferase, how it is occurring, that we will look. So first glutathione will attach with the particular xenobiotics. So this glutathione will attach over these xenobiotics, that is R group of the xenobiotics. Now further, this glutathione which is attached over that GGT, that is gamma glutamyl GGT, gamma glutamyl transferase, so that will separate gamma glutamyl acceptor molecule. But this glutathione is made up of the 3 amino acid gamma glutamyl cysteinyl glycine. So cysteinyl glycine will remain attached over the xenobiotic. Further what happen? There is a peptidase enzyme will separate that glycine from this cysteinyl glycine. So remaining molecule, that is cysteine plus R, that is xenobiotics. Finally, this R cysteine, that is further combined with the acetyl-CoA with the help of N-acetyl transferase and making mercapturic acid, and CoA from that acetyl-CoA will be separated. So that is how that glutathione is ultimately transferring cysteine to the xenobiotic molecule. So that is about the particular phase 2 reaction, which is in that glutathione conjugation playing most important role by donating cysteine amino acid. Now conjugation with the glycine. So benzoic acid conjugated with the glycine to form hippuric acid. Now already you have done practical of this normal urine. In that hippuric acid is considered normal component of the urine. Hippuric acid normally not present, but mostly when person have taking junk food or the fast food which is containing preservative, mostly common preservative, that is vinegar. In the vinegar benzoic acid is present. So if vinegar is taken or benzoic acid is taken, then it will be conjugated with the glycine and making hippuric acid, that you have to remember. Further, bile acid are also conjugated with the glycine and sometimes taurine. So already you are knowing that name of the bile salt, that is glycocolate or chenodeoxycholate, means glycochenodeoxycholate. They are the example of the bile salt, and they are made up with the help of conjugation with the glycine, same way sometime with the taurine. So first what happened, this benzoic acid that is making benzoyl CoA and making hippuric acid, that is example is given with the conjugation with the glycine. Same way this bile acid that is called cholyl CoA or chenodeoxycholyl CoA over that either taurine will attach or the glycine will attach. So over cholyl CoA, if taurine is attached, then it is called taurocholate or taurochinodioxycholate, or if glycine is attached, then it is called glycocolate or glycochinodioxycholate. So that is how glycine and taurine is helping to make bile acid into the bile salt and ultimately to excrete from the body. Apart from that, that phase 2 reaction include conjugation with other amino acids. So here enzyme utilized, that is amino acid transferase. So targeted molecule, that is carboxylic acid. So this carboxylic acid, it is water soluble, but sometime to make it more water soluble or excrete from the body, it is combined with the some amino acid. So conjugating agent, that is mainly amino acid. In that also glutamine, alanine and histidine is most commonly utilized. Apart from that, taurine and ornithine is also utilized. An example of this particular amino acid conjugation, that is phenyl acetate, is conjugated with the glutamine to form phenyl acetyl glutamine. So that is the best example of the acetylase particular amino acid conjugation. Now next reaction in this phase 2, that is acetylation reaction. So conjugation with acetic acid is taking place with drugs like sulfanilamide, isoniazide and PAS, that is para-amino salicylic acid. Isoniazide, that is commonly given drug in a tuberculosis. Now this enzyme for this acetylation reaction, that is N-acetyl transferase, which is transfer the acetyl group, so that particular molecule or xenobiotics or drugs that will get acetyl group. So aromatic amines and sulfonamides, they are the commonly targeted molecule over that acetyl group will be given or attached. So acetyl donor, that is simple, most common, that is most common unit of the fat, that is acetyl CoA, which is also you can remember as a 2 carbon fatty acid, acetic acid, from that acetyl CoA will be generated, that is acetyl donor. So with the help of this acetyl donor, acetyl group will be attached over the xenobiotics and acetylation reaction will occur. So it is part of the phase 2 reaction. Now that example isoniazide, which is commonly given drug in tuberculosis, now over that acetyl group will attach with the help of N-acetyl transferase and acetylated isoniazide will be generated. Same way sulfonilamide, that is attached with the acetyl group and that acetyl sulfanilamide will be generated. Now further in this phase 2 reaction, that is methylation reaction. So enzyme, that is methyl transferase, so transfer of the methyl group, and target, that is hydroxyl group, amines and thiol, they are the main target of the methylation reaction. Substrate mainly endogenous, that is catechol molecule, noradrenaline and histamine, they are the main substrate for this endogenous methylation process. So methyl donor, that is mostly S-adenosyl methionine, so that is active molecule of the methionine and that is the most common donor of the methyl group. So here over that particular xenobiotics, that methyl group will be donated with the help of S-adenosyl methionine. Now it is converted into the particular methylated product and that can easily excreted from the body. So methylation reaction simple, here that catechol nucleus is shown, over that S-adenosyl methionine will attach and make this catechol molecule with the methylated product. So basically that substrate, that is catechol. So this is a structure of the catechol molecule and enzyme needed for this reaction, that is catechol O-methyl transferase, and one more, that is SAM is needed for donating of the methyl group. So that is about the methylation reaction. Now a typical example is further conjugation with the glutathione. So here we are talking about the phase 3. Up to phase 2 what happened? Conjugation. Generally after phase 2 reaction excretion is occurring, but sometime even after phase 2 reaction excretion is not occurring, and in that phase 3 reaction will occur. So here in phase 3 a typical example is further conjugation with the glutathione. So again conjugation with glutathione. The xenobiotics are mostly drugs and they are detoxified by the enzyme concerned with the drug metabolism. So for that drug metabolism, induction of cytochrome P450 enzyme may even produce unwanted effect in some person, not in all, but in some person. So you have to remember ultimate purpose of biotransformation to make molecule excrete from the body, but during this process sometime unwanted effect is generated. So for example induction of ALA, that is delta aminolabulinic acid synthetase by barbiturates. So barbiturates, that is molecule that will induce this ALA synthase enzyme. So barbiturate, that is one type of drug that is considered xenobiotics. So when it is given, that will induce this particular ALA synthase enzyme. So will precipitate attack of acute intermittent porphyria. Acute intermittent porphyria, that is one type of porphyria where abdominal pain of unknown origin is seen, and that episode of acute intermittent porphyria will be precipitated when particular barbiturate like drug is given, but that is not in each and every, where particular enzyme defective for the porphyria and this AIP is present in that person, in that particular barbiturate should not be given. But beneficial effect of induction is utilized in newborn. Same barbiturate will be utilized for the beneficial purpose to induce glucuronil transferase in kernicterus by barbiturate. So barbiturate same xenobiotics, but it is helping to make conjugation process of bilirubin faster. So mostly what happen in kernicterus, there is a high bilirubin level and that can damage the brain, and that can be prevented by giving barbiturate. So barbiturate is given, then glucuronil transferase activity will increase in that particular child, and when there is an increased activity, then more bilirubin will conjugated and excreted from the body. So barbiturate is dangerous, creating dangerous particular in patient of acute intermittent porphyria, but same barbiturate induction of enzyme that can be helpful in a patient of a kernicterus. So depending on the condition, that drug will be utilized. So that is considered a phase 3 reaction also, and in phase 3 ultimate purpose to make that molecule more water soluble and excrete from the body. Now, as a summary, metabolism of xenobiotics or any strange molecule or any drug, what is can lead to the what happen after metabolism of that drug or xenobiotics. So lowering their toxicity, yes. What about that xenobiotic? Increasing their toxicity, yes. Also, sometimes there is a increased toxicity is seen. Their bioactivation means bioactivation of xenobiotics or drugs, yes. It is also observed that activation of the drug, increasing their water solubility, yes, for the metabolism of xenobiotics. After that, the ultimate purpose to make them more water soluble. Now the ultimate goal of these xenobiotics or xenobiotic metabolism or biotransformation to make that inactive. So if it is dangerous, the ultimate target of body to make metabolism of this strange molecule to inactivate them, increase them, make them water soluble to increase their solubility, as well as after that solubility is increased, excrete from the body. That is the main goal. But during this goal, the same different process, and depending on the molecule, sometime instead of deactivation, the activation will be there. So that's all about the biotransformation and different phases of the biotransformation and reaction of the phase 1 and phase 2 that you have to remember.